Okay, so let's look at 23. 23 is you've given triangle QRS, and I know I'm the best artist ever, so I'm going to draw a triangle QRS. I'm going to draw it however I want it. Yours may look different than mine. Given triangle QRS, the measure of angle Q is 2x plus 11. I probably should have drawn this a little bit bigger. Okay, 2x plus 11 is angle Q. Angle R is, I'm going to put a little arrow there, is 4x plus 4 degrees. Okay, degree marker. And angle S is 8x minus 3. Okay. Find the value of x and list the sides of QRS in order from longest to shortest. So what we're going to do is first find the angles. What do you know the angles of a triangle add up to? 180. Good job. You win the prize, which is absolutely nothing. So I'm going to take all three angles. So I have 8x minus 3 plus 4x plus 4 plus 2x plus 11. And I know all together those guys have to add to 180 because the angles in a triangle always add to 180. So let's combine like terms. 8x, 4x, 2x. That's 14x. 14 x's is a lot of x's. Negative 3, positive 4, positive 11. So I've got 1 plus 11, which is 12, and that equals 180. So let's keep going. I'm just going to change the steps here. I'm just going to show you all the steps. So I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides. So 14x equals 168. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 14. So x is going to equal 12. Okay? But I'm not done yet. X is 12. So the question is, I want to list the sides in order from longest to shortest. Now remember, the biggest side is across from the biggest angle. The shortest side is across from the smallest angle. The smallest angle. I can try to speak English here. So let's find out what these angles are. Angle Q is 2x plus 11. So I've got 2 times 12. This is angle Q, measure of angle Q. I've got 2 times 12 plus 11. So that's 24 plus 11, which is 35. So Q is 35. Let's do the measure of angle R. Measure of angle R is 4x plus 4. 4 times 12 is 48, plus 4 is 52 degrees. And let's do the measure of angle S. Measure of angle S is 8x minus 3, so I have 8 times 12 minus 3. So I've got 96 minus 3, which is 93 degrees. Okay, knowing this, we want to list them from longest to shortest. The longest side is going to be across from the longest angle. What's the biggest angle? The largest angle is here, S. So if S is the largest angle, what's the largest side? QR. So QR is the largest, or the longest, okay? So let's look at the next one. What's the middle one? R. R is the middle one. That's the medium one. So if this is R, the medium side will be QS. Okay? So those are our largest and our medium. So there's only one left, one way to go on the smallest. Which one is the smallest? Angle Q is the smallest. So the side opposite angle Q, SR, is the smallest side. And that's how you determine longest and shortest. So let's go to the next page. This one here up top, this is actually pretty simple. It's, can the following form a triangle, and if so, what kind? Can they form a triangle, and if so, what kind? So on 24, well, first of all, how do we know if it can form a triangle? Well, if they can form a triangle, the sum of the smaller sides must be larger than the largest side. So I'm going to take the two smaller sides, 1 plus 2, and I'm going to compare it to the largest side. Well, we've got a problem here. the sum of the two smaller ones is not larger, so this is not a triangle. Remember, the two smaller sides have to add up to the same, to something larger, not equal to, not less than, larger than the opposite side. So let's look at 25. I'm going to compare 9 plus 12, my two smallest sides, to 15. Is 9 plus 12 larger than 15? Yes. 21 is larger than 15, so yes, this is a triangle. So now the question is, what kind? Well, this is how you determine what kind. You're going to compare c squared to a squared plus b squared. If c squared equals a squared plus b squared, it's a right triangle. If c squared is larger than a squared plus b squared, it's obtuse. That means there's one big angle. If c squared is smaller than a squared plus b squared, it's acute. So let's compare. I'm going to take c squared, which is my largest one, and I'm going to compare it to a squared plus b squared. So if I do c squared, I get 225. Here I have 81 plus 144. Okay, 81 plus 144. And that's going to give me 225 on this side and 225 on this side. So what do we have? They're equal. That means this is a right triangle. It's a right triangle because c squared equals a squared plus b squared. Okay, so let's check the last one. On the last one, we have 4, 5, and 8. So let's see if it's a triangle first. Is 4 plus 5 larger than 8? And the answer is yes. 9 is greater than 8. So yes, this is a triangle. So let's figure out what kind. So I'm going to compare c squared, which is 8 squared, to 4 squared plus 5 squared. 8 squared is 64, and then I've got 16 plus 25. Notice I'm leaving a little blank there because I don't know what it's going to be. So I'm going to compare 64 to 41. C squared is larger than a squared plus b squared. Therefore, this is obtuse. And that's how you determine what kind of triangle it is.